Welcome to the debut edition of TCA Talk, the official podcast of the Tennessee Cattlemen's Association. Hi, I'm Greg Thompson, and I have the privilege and honor of being on this journey with you, and we're going to share news, insights, and the people behind the Tennessee Cattlemen's Association. And it's our pleasure right now to welcome in the president of the TCA, and that's Gary Deering. Gary, thanks for joining us on this debut edition of TCA Talk.
Thank you for having me. I look forward to talking with you.
Well, Gary, we've got some news to talk about because as we record this interview, TCA welcomed a new executive director, and that's Dale Parker. Can you tell us a little bit about Dale and what impressed you and the board as you guys went through the hiring process?
Dale has a ton of energy, and he's enthusiastic about what he's looking for and growing this organization. I did not have the opportunity to meet him until after he was brought before the board. We had a committee. We had 18 applicants. Of those 18, they interviewed 7, and of the 7, Dale came out on top. The quality of those applicants was outstanding, but Dale rose to the top with his enthusiasm and with his desire to help the Tennessee cattle producers across the state. The willingness to get around and to go up and down the state and see everybody, make all the different events. He's got a lot of energy, and we're looking forward to using that to develop and to grow and to continue to show the producers of Tennessee that we're here for them.
So, Gary, Dale just got started, and I believe his start date was around November 17th. So he's just been on the job here for a week or so. What are your first impressions?
I wish I had half his enthusiasm. He's out running. I met with him on Saturday, the 22nd, up at BOPAP, and he was at the sale. He had been there the day before, met with the ownership. He is going around. He's talking about all the different sales and the different people that he wants to see. So I think he's going to be fantastic. He's going to be the face of TCA, and we look forward.
Well, Gary, as you know, we're coming up on the first anniversary of your time as TCA president. And if you can, I'd like for you to take some time now and look back on your first term. What stands out to you? And what have been some of the highlights for you personally and for the association?
Interesting question. Of course, we have to look at Charles Hord was with us 17 years and resigned to take another position, which opened up the Executive Vice President position. That took the majority of our time in 2 reasons, because we're searching for who we wanted to replace Charles. And the second reason is because all of a sudden I was faced with a lot of the decisions, the board was faced with decisions, and the day-to-day operation that Charles had done so brilliantly for 17 years. I had no idea of all the things that he was having to do, the meetings he was called upon, the events that they wanted him at, the letters that had to be written in order to help people apply for grants. The work, until you walk in someone's moccasins, they say, you really don't know what they're doing. I had to walk in those moccasins for 3 to 4 months. I was very much impressed in the quality of the work that has to be done across the state of Tennessee for the TCA, Tennessee Cattlemen's Association. If anything, it opened my eyes to the need for our organization because of all the things that we were faced with and had to do. As far as events, we have the screwworm coming up that we don't know if it's going to get into the states. We've had a lot of meetings in regards to that. We've had our regional meeting, which was all the southeastern United States, which was down in Montgomery, Alabama, which was very eye-awakening as to some of the events that are going on across our region. I've learned so much. If everybody could have been with me and seen what is going on behind the scenes that most of us never see because we're busy at our farms, we're busy raising our cattle, doing our day-to-day. There's so much that is behind the scenes that has to be done and is being done. Tennessee Cattlemen's Association is a very, very large part of that.
Well, Gary, I need to ask you because during that 3 to 4 month time between previous executive director and bringing Dale on, you got a lot of support from your team at TCA. And I know that Sally, who runs the office, and Lauren and other members of your team were really key for you. I want to give you a moment to talk about their contributions over this transition time.
Oh, their contributions were unreal. Sally did a tremendous job keeping the office open, answering and taking the questions. And I'm sure I got enough calls just asking me what was going on, so I can't even imagine how many she had. The other thing that we faced with is Lauren did an outstanding job with the magazine and took over the Monday newsletter, which continues to be a very, very good informational email that goes out every Monday. If you're not a member or if you're not received that, you need to really get on and send us your email so that you can receive it on every Monday. It is an outstanding, up-to-date, what's going on in our industry throughout the state of Tennessee and sometimes internationally. Those two just stepped up. They really did. Not only did we lose Charles, but we lost our youth person. So with the two of them gone, it just put a lot of workload on both of them. They stepped up and they did a tremendous job. You can't give them enough kudos. But also the board, we've got an outstanding board. Outstanding. The members that were on the search committee worked diligently to find our new replacement. Like you discussed earlier, that was Dale Parker. We also had the other board members that went to meetings to make sure that we were present at different organizational events. And I can't say enough about our board. They're extremely professional. They're people that love the cattle industry and are committed to making the cattle industry of Tennessee a better opportunity for all young and adults into the future.
Well, Gary, as you look ahead to the second year of your term as TCA President, what are some of your goals? What would you like to see happen over the next year, and what will it take to reach those goals?
Well, I think the biggest thing is the support that we need to give Dale Parker. Dale has come on. We need to make sure that we give him the tools that are necessary for him to reach the Tennessee cattlemen throughout the state. Our membership is at about a little under 5,000. We'd like to have that double, if not more. I think it's extremely important that people understand what Tennessee Cattle Association is doing on a daily basis so that they understand the need for them to be part of us. That's probably the primary goal of our next year. The other part is our youth. We need to increase the size of our youth, and we would like to get that up to a situation where we can fund it properly. We can take some trips with our youth. We can bring our youth in, make sure that our different events for the youth are the best in the country. We're working on that. It takes not only membership, but it takes revenue. And we'll be looking for corporate sponsorships, possibly some grants that maybe through the state, which will help us to provide that to the youth across the whole state of Tennessee.
I want to talk a little bit about membership, and you mentioned you have 5,000 in the TCA right now. How important is word of mouth with your members? Members talking to others, getting them involved, exposing them to TCA, letting them know that what you guys do and how you advocate for cattle producers?
Well, it's extremely important from a membership standpoint. There's approximately 38,000 people in Tennessee that raise cattle, and our membership's under 5,000. So we definitely have to grow that. But what comes down, we have meetings throughout the state in different counties, and that's a kind of like a fraternity, if you want to call that. It's a place where they can come in, talk about their different concerns, what's going on in their farm, and look for alternatives and how to change and how to help. The other thing is if any of them are in trouble from a health standpoint, that gives them a base for people that may step in and hopefully will step in and help them. And as I've seen across the state throughout the years that I've been involved, we do. The cattle producers of this state are outstanding. If there's a need, they try to take care of it. And even sometimes if it takes more time away from their farm to help someone that needs help, they're willing to do it. Can't say enough about that. And that's one of the things that I've enjoyed going across the state is meeting everybody. I've said it in the past, we're all the same, but we're all different. We all are growing our organization, our business, our farms, but at the same time, we all have the same goal, and that is to have our cattle have a freedom, if you want to call it, where we can enjoy life. Growing cattle, we're providing protein, very, very good protein to the community, and at the same time, it's given us a standard of life that is enjoyable, and our family, hopefully we can pass that on from generation to generation.
Well, you just mentioned something about the information that you're able to share, say, on a medical side. And I know you've been involved in gathering information and sharing information on the screwworm epidemic that is pending down in Mexico, as you said. We hope it doesn't cross over to the United States, but the reality is that it might. And something like that and other things that you guys do, providing the information that's so valuable to folks that are cattle producers that need this information.
Yeah, one of the things I will say is that we are blessed in this state with the University of Tennessee. They have been outstanding and extremely helpful. The professors that work over there that take care of the different things in different departments, all are top-notch. That and our Department of Agriculture here in the state of Tennessee, they do outstanding. Dr. Beatty has provided us updates on everything that's going on. So the communication in the state is just really above par, considering what I've seen in other states. I can't give enough kudos to all those organizations as the help that they give us and help us to determine what to say and what to do so that we don't put too much fear out there, but at the same time we make everybody aware of what's going on. The one thing I will say about the screwworm is that if you have large herds where you don't see your cattle on a daily basis, and you're not watching them, screwworm could be very, very effective in causing some casualties. The smaller farmer that has 30 head, 25 head or whatever, and they're out there looking and walking through the cattle on a daily basis, most likely they're going to pick up on those cuts and the illness prior, and there is medication that can be given. Even though we're worried about it and it possibly can get here, there are some remedies, and being extremely observant, knowing your herd will help in mitigating any type of cause that fly may bring into our country.
I want to take some time now and look ahead to next year, specifically to February, because the TCA's annual convention and trade show is coming up in February. That's February 6th and 7th to be exact, at the Williamson County Ag Expo Park in Franklin, Tennessee. You've got Temple Grandin, who's going to be speaking there, who is somebody who's very renowned and a great speaker. And I wanted you to tell us a little bit more about what's going to be happening at the convention and also the importance and the value of the convention.
Well, we're hoping a lot of things are going to go happen. Of course, Temple is going to be coming in. She'll be making 2 speeches, one on Friday night and one on Saturday. I'm excited. I've heard her once before, maybe twice. Every time I hear her, she brings something new to the picture, and it's a lot of fun listening to her and talking to her. So I recommend that anybody that has not heard her, please bring your children, come on out and see her. She's outstanding. We're going to have an awards banquet, which a lot of people across Tennessee have come up to the top, will be receiving awards. So those will be given out on Friday night. But the key thing to the convention, in my opinion, is meeting all the farmers, the cattle farmers from across the state, just sitting down, talking to them, having a good time. It's just a relaxing time to come in. Plus the vendors that we'll have there, we should have a number of new ones this year, and I'm looking forward to it. We were kind of holding off on making all the final announcements until Dale took his position, so we wanted him to be a key part in putting this convention together. So we'll have more and more information coming out in the next couple of weeks as Dale gets more active in it and is able to slow down a little bit from being on the road and spend some time in his office and start making some calls and putting this whole thing together. But the convention, I've always enjoyed it. I've gone now for 15 years straight. It's always been a joy just to sit down with different farmers from across the state. Some that I've met before, some that I haven't, and just having a discussion and talking about what the pros and the cons and what we're faced with. So it's a great time and one that I look forward to.
So if I'm listening to this or I'm watching this and I'm going, I'd like to come, I'm a little bit on the fence, I'm not sure, is there one thing, in addition to what you just shared, is there one thing that you can tell folks watching this and listening to us, one thing that may help them get over that fence and make the trip to Franklin in February?
That's a good question. I guess the key is the wives always like to leave home. When I get ready to go, if I tell my wife that, hey, we can go to Nashville for a couple of days, she's usually ready to jump in the car and let's move on, to get away from the day-to-day grind and just to have an opportunity to relax. It's a great time. And not only will you get to meet other cattlemen, but there's great restaurants in Nashville, great events. Of course, you got the Grand Ole Opry. NCBA will be there that same week earlier, but I think there's going to be plenty of room for us as they're leaving town to come on in and enjoy the whole city. So I just say, come on, come and enjoy yourself, take a couple of days off, get away, relax, get your engines, how do they put that, get them regenerated. Just come on in. Let's have fun together.
One of the things that strikes me about the convention is the opportunity to share ideas with other folks, to say, hey, I've tried this, or you may learn something from somebody else, something that you may not have picked up had you not made the trip.
No doubt, and that's why I keep saying we're all the same but yet different. We all have different ideas, but at the same time, we're all trying to make sure that we have our cattle and they're all taken care of in the best format possible. So discussion, communication is key, and camaraderie, just getting to know everybody and enjoying the event. I think you'll enjoy it. I know I have, and like I said, I look forward to it. Every year it's a challenge, going around looking at the different vendors, asking them questions, challenging them as to why they think their product is the one to buy. Many a time I have bought stuff from those different vendors because of their ability to explain to me why it should be on my farm. So come on, let's have fun and enjoy it. And that's in February. I think it's the 6th and 7th, and we'll be there.
Absolutely. And you can go to tncattle.org. You can see it right there on the screen here. And there's registration information. So as Gary said, come on and let's see each other in February. And Gary, I know that our crew is looking forward to being there because we're going to make some videos. We'll share it over this platform. It's going to be a very fun and good time.
I agree.
Well, Gary, as we close out this first edition of the TCA Talk Podcast, and we close out this year and enter the holiday season, what would you like to say to the members of the Tennessee Cattlemen's Association and to the cattle farmers across the state?
Well, I'd like to wish everybody a Merry, Merry Christmas. Of course, the convention will be after Christmas. God's blessed us. He has blessed us totally. I was just reading in my quiet time today, count your blessings one by one. When you start doing that and you look at all of the things that we have to say thank you for. From a cattle standpoint, it's been a good year as far as prices. We still have some issues that we have to work through. We don't know how long these prices will stay where they're at, but we will survive. We'll survive as a group and as a industry that provides high quality protein to the communities of the United States and all throughout the world. So people are demanding our product, are wanting our product, and I look forward, and I know everyone that raises cattle looks forward to providing that product, not only this year, but into the future. But Merry Christmas. TCA is here for you. If you need anything, please let us know. We are here to serve you and to help you become better at what you're doing. So that's all I can say.
Well, Gary, really enjoyed the time. I want to wish you and your family the best in this holiday season and look forward to talking to you again.
I look forward, and we'll see you at the convention, if not sooner.